Hello traders, and welcome to PL Capital's Market Review. Today is Sunday, January 8th, and I've been fighting a cold for the last few days, so I actually feel a whole lot better than I sound. So hopefully you can just bear with me while I get through this cold here. Okay, so I want to look at a bunch of markets today, but before we do that, let's look at the economic calendar for this week. Another busy week. Tuesday, we have Jerome Powell speaking. And once again, the market will parse every word he says, looking for dovish or hawkish news or words, anything that signifies more rate cuts coming, then market will tank, or if there's any possibility of a pause, then the market's going to shoot up. So be ready for Tuesday. And then the big one is Thursday CPI. So expecting us to drop down into the 6.5 range. I'm really not sure how the market will react. So obviously we went from 7.7 down to 7.1, and that started this whole new leg down on December 13th. And so now if we get to 6.5, what will the market do? Obviously that's bullish, but it's also, I think, common knowledge that inflation's coming down. So will the market just shrug it off and we just kind of don't care anymore now? So who knows? So be ready for that one. So that's the economic calendar. Those are the two biggies this week. So let's take a look at the US dollar. So we finished this diagonal, but the way this has suddenly sold off here, I thought this whole move from up here down was an ending diagonal, but now we've got a three-wave move, and it came just a few ticks below the 50% retracement of this down move. It's just selling off hard. So I'm wondering if instead of this being an ending diagonal, if it's a leading diagonal, and they're taking this, so this fifth wave is going to be extended. So I thought this was the fifth wave down, but it could be that this is all just leading correction, going to come down for, so that'd be like 1, this would be 2, come down for 3, 4, and 5. So they could be sending this down. Now we can't know for sure yet. Not until they take out 103.39 will we be able to confirm that, because we do have, so if this is 3 ways up, we do have 3 ways down. So they could reverse this right back up, and this would be the start of probably a leading diagonal. So you'd have 1, 2, 3 for 1, 1, 2, 3. This is 2, and then we're going back up for 3, 4, and 5. So it'd be quite a reversal. So right now I don't know. It's just too hard to tell. It really looks like they want to break this low and take it down, but got to see how this, Monday and Tuesday, how this area plays out, and any further lower. And yeah, it definitely looks like this is just a leading diagonal correction. We're going down, break this slow, going down to at least 103. I would think somewhere into the 102 range. That's what I'm seeing there. Then on the euro, same thing, coming down, and now big upshoot here. So, I was thinking that this was the start of a leading diagonal, and it still could be. I thought this was 1, 2, 3 for 1. This is 3 ways up for 2, and then obviously you got 1, 2, 3 ways for 3. So you'd have to, I do see 3 waves, just like on the dollar. It's 3 waves, so this could be 4, but now this would have to reverse, like starting Sunday night into Monday. It would just have to start coming down in 3 waves. break that low, and then this whole thing will be your leading diagonal. The only other thing I can see then is if they're making a really big complex. So this would be 1, 2, 3. This is W, 1, 2, 3. This is your X, and then 1, 2, 3, and this is Y. So if they go up and break this top, then this was just a really big complex WXY correction and break it. But then I think once they break that, then this whole move up finally end. All right, so let's go on to the S&P. So now the S&P, actually I'm gonna go and start with the Nasdaq because this one's easy. You know, I've been looking for this leading diagonal 10. So I had, 1, 2, 3 for 1, up for 2, down for 3, up for 4, and then Friday they just broke that third low by, what is that? By literally like by 2 or 3 points. I mean, it was really low. So I see this whole thing as a leading diagonal down. And so now I would expect a correction at least into this zone. So they've pierced it late Friday. They pierced it, and now they're just pulling back. And I still think there's more up to go because when we break this down into lower degree, it looks like they're creating a leading diagonal. So this is 1, 2, 3 for 1, 3 for 2. I got this hole as 3. Need to come down probably a little bit further for 4. Go up for 5, and that'll be a leading diagonal. Give you a bigger correction, and then back up. So I would think at least it's going to come up a little bit higher. Maybe 240 to 300 at least. And then we'll have to watch when this leading diagonal correction and one more up, when that finishes, how do they react? So I'm expecting more up there. But because this is a leading diagonal, I do expect a correction and then resume back down. And so then when we look at the S&P, they didn't break their low. So I still see this as 3 waves coming down. 1, 2, and then 3. And now this has just totally been just chopped sideways. I mean, and what I see, there's a couple of ways that this can be interpreted. So I got like 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 down, and then 3 up, and then a really sharp 3 waves down. So that could be like W, X, Y, X, and now you need 3 waves up for a Z. So this, if that plays out, then the S&P is not going to go up much more because, let me go to a 30 minute, because we need 3 waves for the Z. So the Z wave would be 1, 2, and then we need 5 waves up. And just like the Nasdaq, I only see, so I see this as 1, that's 2, I got this as 3, and we need 4, and then we'll need 3 waves up for a 5. So if this is, and I can't confirm it yet, but if this is just a big WXYXZ, it'll just come up in 3 waves, break this 39.28, so maybe get up to, I don't know, 39.50 or just somewhere up here, and then reverse. Now that'd be kind of a strange pattern, because when you got this 3 waves, I would expect only 3 waves here, so I was expecting like that to hold, and then we come back down. So like this would be the start of a leading diagonal. But it's so sideways that I'm wondering if this isn't going to turn out to be, like if this isn't 1, 2, 3, 4, they'll come up here, break the stop. That'll be 5 waves for like the A, a B, and then give you like a C wave up. So it could be kind of pushing up a little bit higher here. So maybe up to 4,000, because then that would kind of make more sense to me. Because if you have 3 here, then if you could get 3 waves and then reverse, and then you'd be creating your leading diagonal. So we gotta watch how this area plays out. After this 4th wave comes down, and then we go up for 5. That'll be when things get interesting and we can start to figure out what they're doing. Okay, let's look at oil. And they're selling off hard, consolidating now. So we got this ABC down, and then we have this ABC up. So I definitely think that this is it's in a position it's already made. It's coming down. It looks like this is all 1, 2, 3, and then they created 3 waves up already. So they don't have to come up. They could start pushing down. So it looks like they're creating a diagonal here, or they could be creating just a bigger correction. But I'm definitely expecting them to come down and eventually break out that 70 low. And natural gas, the problem child here. So this is this whole wave, this 3rd wave. They've extended both the 3rd wave and the 5th wave now. So when I look at it, oops, I got this wrong chart. Sorry. I've got this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And it looks like, we finally made, way down here, if I go to 1 hour, we finally made a higher high, which is something to be said in this huge down move. So because I'm expecting them to be making an ending diagonal here, so we've got this ABC, so this is 1, ABC, that's 2. Well, we got the A part now. So I expect 3 waves up into this zone. That'd be your B, and then they'll come back down. And that'll be 3 when they break this low one more time. And then we'll have to go up in 3 for 4, and then come back down for 5. So I feel like just the first part of the 3rd wave is in. And so we should be coming up to like 4-3. And then, so if you're going to go long, that's the place where you want to start watching price action, because they could be reversing it to come back down. So that's what I see on natural gas. All right, I'm going to call it there, guys. That's about all I can do. Good luck. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys during the week. See ya.